how do we, it's going to take a long time for society to get there, but where do people stop or go to somewhere when they had the thought so they stop the action?
One of the things that we're seeing nowadays, and I have to clearly divide something, we're seeing a lot of sexual addictive behaviors. With the income of technology, people have more access to media, and we're seeing it continue to develop faster and faster. So I'm not saying that everyone that watches, movies, sexual content movies, necessarily is going to be a pedophile. But what I'm trying to say is that we have to be very careful with the exposure that the risk that our children can assume or be placed into when we don't have adequate supervision. Because it's happened that kids are exposed in a fraction of a second to something that harms their minds forever. When a kid is exposed to something like that, it's basically, I remember one time many years ago being told in a training, basically you want to compare something, the damage that an exposure to inappropriately sexual content material might have for a kid mind. It's equivalent. Think about your kid, using a very, very significant substance like an opiate in a high level dose, and it damages the brain for the kid. So, to answer your question with pedophilia, pedophilia is a damage also to the centers of arousal in the brain. With pedophilia, what you have is damage to the centers of arousal in the brain. So they're going to get aroused very easily with stimuli that most of the population wouldn't get aroused. And I never forget this because the resource started the training saying, "Do you all get excited with that?" And he said to us, "A pedophile will." And then he introduced and he said, "This is a damage to the centers of arousal in the brain." It's very low tolerance to that stimuli. So what I'm saying is that supervision, we have to have appropriate supervision. Don't leave your kids in places that you're not aware of who's the family, the practices are, particularly how secure is the environment, in terms of having material that is not age appropriate exposed to the children, So make good judgment before you allow your kid, to attend certain activities. Investigate and find out information to protect them.